Welcome back. Well, his book has reached Canadian best-selling status in pre-sales. This is before even being published. Awesome at Being Awesome, a self-help book for people who hate self-help books, is now available in stores. And author and comedian Danny Pehar joins me now to tell us more. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You know, you really have sort of that typical immigrant story. You know, your parents come from another country, they come to Canada, they throw you into this culture of Canadiana. They don't really speak great English and don't really know the culture that well, and then you get to write a book.
That's a great way to look at it. It's exactly what happened.
Yeah, because a lot of this book is you sharing some of your personal stories and bringing a lot of humor into self-help.
That's it, exactly. You know, when one of the ways that my parents would save money is they'd send me to school wearing my sister's clothes. And when you're a boy and you're wearing, you know, your sister's clothes to school, it's going to be a bad day. But what I noticed was when I would tell people about this, people would laugh. They would laugh with me. And the minute I made somebody laugh, I was like, you know what? I've been looking at this all wrong. It's not a bad day. It's a good story, right?
Yeah.
And it was a way of thinking I really wanted to share.
Okay, so is there anything scientific in this book? Is there any scientific backing to what you're saying? Or is this really just a humorous way of looking at life?
You know what? It's a little bit of both. I definitely have science in there as well, but I kind of teach my science through comedy.
Okay, so who does this book cater to? Because, I mean, you cover a whole range of topics from career to managing money to relationships.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, I would say anybody that wants some advice in those things. You know, I tried to make as wide as an audience as I could, and I wanted to make it as entertaining as it is educational. So it's definitely caters to a wide audience.
I gotta say, I actually like self-help books. I know you do too. But one of the things that you've heard from people is that it can get a little stale. So, you know, you've incorporated a lot of humor. Is it an easy read?
Absolutely, absolutely. The two complaints that I heard most often was that sometimes self-help books could be a bit stale, as you said, and a bit pretentious even. So I wanted to make this very funny. I wanted to make it as entertaining as it is educational, but I also wanted to make it self-deprecating. Right? And I teach a lot of my lessons through embarrassing stories of my own life.
And so what are you hearing from people? What's sort of been the feedback? Because it's been out, obviously it's doing so well. So what are you getting from people who are reading the book? You
know, I've been really lucky. I've been really blessed with the feedback. The feedback has been fantastic. And a lot of people are just talking about how it's a really fun read and an inspirational read.
Does anybody suggest any other words other than awesome in the book?
You know what? We're going to stick with awesome. We're going to stick with awesome at being awesome for now as our descriptive words.
Okay, so there won't be like a sequel like awesome at being awesomer?
You know what? That's pretty good.
Yeah?
I think I'm going to use that.
I might have to get some royalties on that if that ends up happening.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, this is so fantastic. And on a serious note, though, I do want to remind people about why you wrote this book in the first place, because it's actually a very inspiring story.
Yeah, I had a cashier tell me that she wanted to commit suicide, but stopped based on something that I had said to her. And I mean, wow, how do you even respond to that?
Yeah.
And as the story went, as she described it to me, I had showed up at her cash, and she had come to work, and things have gone wrong. She wanted to kill herself, and I just said, today's going to be a good day. And she was, you know, almost offended. She goes, well, why do you say that? And I go, because there's nobody in line. And she goes, is that all it takes? I go, yeah, it's because I'm always looking for a reason. And she said that really hit her, and she wanted to find her own reason, and it was then that she knew she didn't want to die. And I just thought that was such a beautiful story for so many different reasons, and it was a story I really wanted to tell.
It's just such a great way of looking at life, really, you know, and you're helping to do that. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to get the book, Awesome at Being Awesome, which you are, and this is for anybody who hates those self-help books because it's an easier read. Thanks for joining us, Danny.
Thank you.